Welcome to Deccan special coverage from Devanahalli, from where VK Shashikala is making her way back to Tamil Nadu. After spending the last 4 years in prison in Parapanagrahara and the past 10 days recovering from COVID, VK Shashikala, a close aide of Jayalalitha, had moved to the Prestige Golfshire Resort here to plan her next move. And her return comes just ahead of the Tamil Nadu elections. Shashikala is known as Chinnamma among the AIDMK followers. After Jayalalitha's death, she had in fact taken over the reins of AIDMK back in December 2016. But she was removed from the position within 2 months after the conviction in the disproportionate assets case. The reaction of AIDMK leadership to her release shows her influence has not waned. On January 27, the day of her release, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E.K. Palaniswamy inaugurated a memorial for Jayalalitha to secure the party cadres' attention. As expected, Shashikala's return to Tamil Nadu politics is being closely watched. My colleague in Chennai, ETB Shivapriyan, has been tracking the developments and speaking to experts who have known Shashikala for a long time. Shivapriyan?
Yes, Ranjini, thank you. As you said, Shashikala, who was Jayalalitha's shadow for almost 30 years, is now back in Tamil Nadu with a bang.
So yes, a lot of expectation among the political circles. The media has written about it, and they were saying that there would be convulsions in the IDMK. The chief minister is rattled, particularly down south, her Devar community. She was literally the face of Amma as far as the government and the party was concerned. I'm not meaning to say that Jayalalitha never ran the government, never administered the state. I'm not saying that. But Chinnamma has been a very very powerful position she had occupied.
As a matter of fact, the majority of those in today's AIADMK, including Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy, owe the positions to Shashikala. She handpicked them, but much has changed in the past 4 years. E. Palaniswamy has consolidated his position. BJP now dictates the terms for AIADMK. The ruling AIADMK faces anti-incumbency, and now it has to face Shashikala.
Now that she has come out of the jail and she has given ample indications that she is going to get into active politics, what is the kind of impact that you see, the real impact that is going to happen to the AIADMK? Because if she comes into politics, it is the AIADMK's votes that she is going to split for sure if she is going to be a separate faction.
Shashikala's power was from Jayalalitha. Jayalalitha is not there anymore. Shashikala is not in power anymore. Her party is not in power anymore. And on top of her does not sit the crown of the leadership, the AIADMK leadership. What sits on her head, is the Supreme Court indictment, is the Supreme Court conviction, is the jail term. You should not forget that. Those who will still stick to her would be those who have personally benefited, who have huge community loyalty, who are convinced that Palaniswamy will dump them, have no future in AIADMK. And even then they may go to the DMK. There will be a split in the AIADMK vote, but I do not think that will be significant. This is my reading.
Shashikala has a few options before her. She can wait for the AIADMK to lose the elections and take over when the cadre would ask for a strong leadership. Or else, she can try and take control of the AIADMK immediately. Meanwhile, she can also continue to stake claim for the leadership and call a removal from party posts as illegal. By doing so, she risks splitting the AIADMK further. Any split in the AIADMK vote is music to the ears of the DMK, which is hoping to end its political hibernation that has lasted for the past decade in this assembly elections.
Supposing you have a bet, who will win, who will be the next chief minister, I will say without any doubt it will be Stalin. I have no doubt about it. At one point of time, I thought DMK will win very, very comfortably. Now I'm told the gap has narrowed. The winning gap has narrowed, but I would still bet on the DMK forming the next government. You're right in saying that the ADMK votes will be split, and even when a closely fought election, even a 2% erosion, a 3% erosion. That's the reason why there was so much, BJP was so keen on getting Rajnikant, a man who was not well, a man who was unwilling, really, and then a man who had his own issues. Like, we don't want to go into that now. Somehow they wanted to get him because they were hopeful that even if he gets that between 7 to 8, 9, 10%, that would be a winning combination. It didn't work out. Now I'm told that the DMK is talking to Kamal Hassan just for that 2%, 3% we are talking about. This is going to be a closely fought election because, again, just as I said, Palaniswamy is no Jayalalitha, Stalin is no Karunanidhi.
For now, Sashikala has a third option, which is to take the back seat. She could allow her nephew TTV Dinakaran to ally with the AIADMK, and in case the AIADMK loses the elections, it would leave the field open for Sashikala to enter the political fray. Sashikala has emerged from the shadows of Jayalalitha in the truest sense only now. Will she be able to wield the same influence that she had before she went to Parapanagrahara prison in 2017, or will she eat the humble pie? Answer we will know in the next few months.